Namaste students, welcome you all to the secondary school standard 6 our new academic year 2020-21. We are unable to meet you because of outbreak of COVID-19. Soon see you all. Now we all are staying at home, maintaining social distance. I'm sure you must be watching video games, watching TV, and right from the morning to evening. One thing which you all like a lot, I know you must be enjoying your homemade food, your parents preparing delicious and sumptuous food for you all. I know you all must be missing your restaurant food and food delivered by Swiggy and Zomato people. But yes, very soon we'll be able to go to restaurant also. But you must be thinking why ma'am is talking about restaurant food today. Yes. Any guesses? Yeah. From today we are going to start new chapter, that is sources of food. So here you can see a family having lunch together. Here you can see a sheep feeding on grain, cow feeding on grass, a rabbit is having carrot, and this cat is feeding on milk. Especially this man, you can see how happy he is to have black forest cake, burger and scrambled egg. So anything that an organism eat or drink for their survival is called as food. Now here in this image you can see there are chicken, fish, egg, juice, cheese, then variety of fruits and vegetables you can see here. Now can this be eaten alone? No. What will you say? We need some staple food, that is rice or chapati. You need to have these food. So now the question arises, why do we need food? A man is having food here, and this question is, why do we need food? Food is required for the entire population for their survival. But why are we needing? So that means food would be containing something which is essential for our growth and maintenance of our body. So that something is called as nutrients. What are nutrients? Nutrients are the substances needed for growth and maintenance of the body, or it is required for growth and development of body. Now here you can see there are variety of food. One food is rich in carbohydrates like rice, bread, chapati, potatoes, bananas. These carbohydrate food provide us energy to do work. Now here you can see meat and fish, cheese, eggs and beans. They are rich in protein. How do these protein help us? These protein help us to repair our worn out tissue, help us to fight against disease. Now the lowest part, let's come to the lowest part. Here you can see there are cheese, butter. Now our body also needs some amount of fat. This fat also is good for our body, but yes, you need to have in a balanced amount or a limited amount so that we don't gain weight, and if we are over it, then we tend to prone to more diseases. Now here you can see a man exercising. If he exercises, for this man, any person who exercises for 1 hour, we feel very relaxed. But what will happen if he exercises for more than 2 hours? What will happen? Yes, he may get tired. Similarly, this boy is jogging. Each one of us love to jog in the morning. But if you jog for a long time, what happens? Again, we get tired. Similarly, this man is cutting a tree. He is cutting. He has energy. He needs this. So he is cutting. But what will happen if he is cutting for a long time? His energy is getting used. Energy is spent. Similarly, this girl lying on sofa, does she also need energy? Yes, she needs energy because her life process or body process is taking place, that is digestive system, excretory system, her heart is beating. So in all these cases we need energy. Now from where this energy comes from? This energy comes from the food that we eat. That is why our parents are all the time there after us. You must eat food on right time, you must sleep on time, you must stop. You must have seen your parents are all the time trying that you must have rice or bread, you must have meat or fish or cheese or eggs, some or other ingredient, some or other food is always included in your diet. Why it is so? That means this is very important for our growth and maintenance of the body. Now here you can see a man is exercising. Each one of either in the morning or in the evening we exercise. When we exercise, muscles are built and we feel fresh also and energetic. But what will happen if he exercises for more than 2 hours? Yes, of course he will get tired. Similarly, this boy is jogging. Each one of us jog in the morning and we feel fresh after jogging. But if he continues running for the entire day, what will happen? Again he will get tired. Why? Because his energy is spent in doing work. Similarly, this girl is lying on the sofa. She also needs energy. Why she needs energy? Here also her energy is getting used up in carrying all her life process, that is heartbeat is going on, or her circulatory system is working. So now from where we are getting this energy? This energy is coming from the food that we eat. Here you can see there are 3 friends hugging each other. They all have planned a lunch together in which they want to have, one is wishing to have French fries, another one is wishing to have burger, third person is wishing to have kheer. They all will share with each other. So the kind of food that we eat often depends on where we live. You must have seen the people who are staying in North India, they are having food which is made up of wheat flour, like chapati or bajre ki roti. Similarly, in South India, you must have seen people who are staying there, they are liking more things made up of rice flour, like they are having idli, dosa. So the liking of food depends on location, climate. So the kind of food that we eat often depends on where we live. It depends on location and climate. So the different items that make up a food is called its ingredient. Here you can see this chapati. This chapati is of course made up of wheat flour. Idli is made up of rice flour and urad dal. Similarly, this dosa also is made up of the same thing, that is same ingredient. And this oats is made up of oat and milk. So the different items that make up this food is called as ingredient. Okay, now what is the importance of food? Just now we learned, and I said also your parents are all the time after you that you must have this type of food. You must eat rice with dal. Why? Because it contains some nutrient. So food contains nutrients like carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. They are the substances present in the food required for the growth and maintenance of our body. Now what are the uses? By now we have discussed so many things. So you can say what are the uses of food? First use is it gives us energy to do work. Second is it helps us to fight against diseases. It helps to repair worn out tissues. And it has the material needed for the growth of our body. Now here you can see there are 2 images. One is veg fried rice, another one is chicken curry. What are the ingredients of veg fried rice? Of course you will say, ma'am, it contains rice, it contains a few vegetables, it is also made up of butter or oil. Similarly in this chicken curry is made up of, first is chicken, another one would be some spices and few vegetables. So here you can see what are the food which has been added, or what are the ingredients which has been added. Ingredients are overall you can say vegetable, second is rice you can say, chicken you can say, oil you can say, and few spices. So that means these sources of food, they are obtained from something. So these sources of food obtained from something, they are categorized. They are categorized as there are some sources which are obtained from plant and some sources are obtained from animal. So now we start with the sources of food. We will start with sources of food obtained from plant. So first is cereal, like which we eat all the time. We eat rice. Those are called as cereals. Cereals are the seeds obtained from grasses. Example is barley, wheat, maize, millet, oats, rice, rye and sorghum. So these are cereals. Now what do we eat with cereals? Any guesses? What do we eat with cereals? With rice, what do we eat? Yeah, you are right. All the time we are having dalma rice, right? In school we are having dalma rice. So that dalma is made up of, yes, any guesses? Yeah, dalma is made up of dal, that is otherwise called as pulses or lentils. Here you can see there are few pics of pulses, like some here one is rajma, another one is urad dal, chole chana, yellow gram, masoor dal. There are many. So all these fall in the category of pulses. What are pulses? Pulses are seed obtained from leguminous plant where seeds are found in pods. What are leguminous plants, children? Leguminous plants are the plants in which leguminous plants are the plants in which so along with rice we are always suggested to have dalma, though I know most of you are very fond of dalma. So that dalma is made up of what? That is pulses. Now what are pulses? Pulses are seed obtained from leguminous plant where seeds are found in pods. What are leguminous plants now? Leguminous plants are those plants in which roots are able to fix atmospheric nitrogen and which enables the plant for its growth. So here green gram, black gram, chickpeas, out of which your mother prepares chole, kidney bean, that is rajma, and lentils. We make dal and other food using pulses. Okay, now there are some vegetables also of which you eat stem, either you eat leaf or fruit or as you all know, all the parts of a plant cannot be eaten. There are some plant of whose you can eat leaf, there are some plant of whose you can eat root, there are some plants of whose you can eat fruit, and there are few plants of which you can eat flower only. So all the parts are not edible. So let's learn today the few plants of which you can either eat stem, leaf, flower, leaf. So orange, peach, apple, banana are the fruits. You all know that we eat. There are few vegetables of which we eat roots. They are carrot, they are radish. There are few vegetables of which we eat only leaf. That is spinach. Then you call green bhaji. Similarly, there are few vegetables of which we eat only stem. That is mushroom, asparagus, celery. There are few vegetables of which you eat fruits, that is tomato, okra, otherwise called as ladyfinger, and pumpkin. And there are other vegetables of whose you eat flower only, that is pumpkin, broccoli and cauliflower. And there are other foods also like nuts, like what are nuts? Groundnuts, cashew nut, you all eat every day. Those are rich in good fat. There are herbs such as coriander, mint, celery, parsley. If you are getting confused with herbs, you all love to have Domino's pizza. So you get a small pouch which carries herbs in that. You add to your pizza and it becomes very tasty. So those are called as herbs. Spices such as cardamom, cloves and cinnamon. I know you all are waiting for your chicken biryani in school. So those also contain few spices like cardamom, cloves and cinnamon. Without this, food won't be tasty at all. Even your chicken gravy contains all these spices. Similarly, beverages such as coffee, cocoa and tea. In summer, you all are staying at home feeling very hot. So, I'm sure you must be wishing to have cold coffee. That also contains beverage, that is coffee. Now, all this food which your parents are preparing for you all is impossible without oil. So there are oil also which is obtained from seeds of peanut, sesame, sunflower and mustard. They are called as peanut oil. You must have seen in any supermarket, peanut oil is available, sesame oil is available, sunflower oil is available and mustard oil. So these are the food which is obtained from either part of the plant. So the food which we eat every day makes up our diet. Our diet usually contains rice, bread, vegetables, fruits, meat, eggs, chapati, dosa and other such items. So plants make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. All animals depend on plants for food since they cannot prepare their own food. So they eat either plants or animals. So all the animals, based on food habits, all the animals can be classified as herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, animals that eat plant as well as other animals. For example, dog, bear, humans, etc. Parasites, animals that get their food by living inside or outside the body of other living organisms. For example, lice, tapeworm, etc. Lice is an organism which stays in human scalp, and they feed on human blood. Scavengers are animals which feed on dead bodies of animals. For example, vulture and jackal. So, based on food habits, animals can be categorized as herbivore, carnivore, omnivores, parasites and scavengers. Now let's go to herbivores. Herbivores are the animals which feed on plants only. So examples are deer, horse, elephant and giraffe. They eat only plants. Herbivores like some herbivores like rabbit and squirrels have sharp and cutting teeth at the front of their mouths. They use these teeth to eat seeds and nuts. Herbivores like cows. Cows have flat and blunt molars at the back of their mouth that they use to chew and grind the grass they eat. So this was all about herbivores. Let's go to carnivores. Animals like lion, wolf, eagle and snake that eat other animals are known as carnivores. Carnivorous birds like eagles and vultures have strong pointed beaks that they use to tear flesh of other animals they catch. Carnivore animals like lion and leopards have long and sharp canines to tear meat. Let's go to frog now. Frogs and lizards have a long sticky tongue that they use to catch their prey. Now next comes a snake. Snakes swallow their prey whole and so they have small teeth to help in swallowing. So this was all about carnivores. Cool. Now next is omnivores. Animals like crow, cockroach, bear and human that eat both plants and animals are known as omnivores. Omnivores, birds like crows, have strong pointed beaks that they use to tear flesh. Humans are also omnivores with different type of teeth that allow us to eat both plants and animals. You all know that we all have 4 different type of teeth which enable us to chew, bite, grind our food properly. Now next category is scavengers. Scavengers are the animals which feed on dead plants and animals. So they help the environment by consuming dead carcasses and thereby keeping the surrounding clean. Oh. So what do you mean by carcasses? Carcasses meaning dead animals or plants. Now some carnivores and omnivores such as vulture,
crow, hyena, and jackal usually do not kill other animals for food. Instead, they eat the meat of other animals that are already dead. They are called as scavengers. So now we come to the end of categorization or classifying of animal based on food habits, that is scavengers, omnivore, herbivore, carnivore, and parasites. So, how plants prepare their food? Plants prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. All animals depend on plants for their food. So, all animals get its nutrients by eating plants. A carnivore or an omnivore eat herbivores to get their nutrients. The nutrients are passed to different living things. The relationship between organisms for transferring nutrients is called a food chain. So what is food chain? What is food chain or what is a chain? Many small objects, when they are joined together, it forms a long structure, and that structure is called as chain. So here, since organisms are depending on one another for food, they form a food chain. So a food chain consists of a series of animals through which energy or nutrient is passed in a habitat. A food chain shows that when an organism eats and how all the organisms in that specific habitat depend on each other. A food chain may consist of 3 organisms, it may consist of 4 organisms, or it may consist of 5 organisms. So in the first example you can see a rat feeds on corn, an owl is feeding on rat. So this is one example of food chain where these 3 organisms depend on each other for food. In second example you can see there are 4 organisms involved. A rabbit feeds on carrot, fox is feeding on rabbit, and lion feeds on fox. So here 4 organisms are involved where each organism depends on one another for food. Similarly, in third example you can see there are 5 organisms involved. So one thing is common in all these example, children. Have you observed? It starts with what? Yes, yeah. So a food chain always begins with grass or plant. So all food chain starts with plant. Thus all animals are either directly or indirectly dependent on plants for food. Thus we come to the end of this chapter, and before closing I would just like to recapitulate whatever we have learned in this chapter. First thing what we learned is importance of food. Second thing, sources of food, food obtained from plants and animals. Third thing what we learned, that is food habit of animals, which is omnivore, carnivore, herbivores, scavengers and parasite. And the last thing which we learned is food chain. Thus we come to the end of the chapter. Revise, children. Thank you.